Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Greetings to all listeners out there. May the blessing, peace and blessing be upon us, and may this lesson be beneficial to us too. The topic now, God and Creation, Part 3. So the first part is about knowledge of God, how to know God. Second part is that after knowing Him, we are to worship Him, and we had discussed that on the second part. And the third part is the relationship between God and creation. Relationship. Now, first thing I must say that all acts of creations are known by the Creator. Everything we do, He must know. He must know it or know them, whatever our activities are. Because Allah is all knowing, all wise. If He doesn't know, then He cannot be God, because He's not all knowing, all wise. So remember this, my friends out there. Whatever you're doing or have done, are going to do, God knows, because He is all wise, all knowing. Whatever your acts, He knows. Right? Not only He knows, He must approve your acts or what you have to do. He must approve it or approve them if there are more than one activity. He must approve it. Otherwise we can bypass Him. And that cannot be done, because Allah is strong and almighty. You cannot bypass Him. That means if you want to do something, Him or not doing something, He must approve it. Otherwise you can bypass Him and He is no longer almighty. So remember, whatever you want to do, He must know. And He must approve. Okay? And then you can do it. And this approval are given at the outset. And this is important for you to take note. So your act, when was it approved? When did He know? This is when He uttered at the beginning the command be, and everything come into being. And that was the time when the whole divine plan is created to the finish line. The divine plan, and that is what we call Lauh Mahfuz. The divine plan is done till it ends. How we know that the divine plan is done until to its ends? Because Rasulullah SAW, our holy prophet, had gone to the night ascension, Miraj, and he saw the dwellers of hell and paradise. But this is the last part of the divine plan, where the reward of hell and paradise are given. And mind you, we till today have not experienced the Armageddon, Qiyamah, Armageddon. There is no judgment day yet. But yet the prophet seen the dwellers of paradise and hell, the little part of the divine plan. This only means that the divine plan is complete. Complete. There's no two ways about it. It's complete. Now to this I will add later, you can see. And Allah had commanded that He put this divine plan into 6 aeons or 6 phases, or some of the interpretation of Quran 6 days, but I prefer 6 eons or phases. Now, one phase, according to science, is 2 billion years. 6 phases or eons will be 12 billion years. According to science also, 10 billion years the sun will extinguish itself, and that will be the Armageddon. From the 10 billion years to the 12 billion years, that will be the 6th phase of eons. That will be judgment days and so on and so on. Heaven and hell, paradise and hell, all that. I will go into detail in future about this. So what I want to stress that the Holy Prophet Muhammad had seen the divine plan in its completeness. At present, we are at the early third phase or third eon, that is 4.6 billion years. 4.6 billion years. Okay? So when our Lord know and give approval to all our acts or even omissions, this is the time when He commanded, be, and the divine plan is ready. That includes everything, includes every hour of our acts, omissions, and whatnots. It's a matter of time when this plan comes into effect, from time to time. Okay? So this is to avoid people asking you, see, if God knows, when did He know? If He approved, when did He approve? 1 year ago, 100 years ago, million years ago? No. When He commanded, be, the whole divine plan is ready and done, waiting for times to come into effect from time to time. So remember this. Every of our acts, He knows. Every of our acts, He approves. We cannot bypass it. He knows because He's most knowing, most wise. All our acts and approval that He gave were made when He commanded, be. All our conducts are already in the divine plan when He commanded, be. The 12 billion years or 6 phases of divine plans were ready, come to effect from time to time. Okay, so again, let me recapitulate what I had said. Every of our conduct He knows. Every our conduct He must approve, for He is Almighty, otherwise He can bypass it. All our acts, our conducts, and all the approval was given when He commanded be, and everything, all the master plan, all the divine plans manifested or come into being with complete details that never miss. So even what we say, what we do, all in there. It's a matter of time that it come into effect. Okay? So 3 points I've given you. That's when He say, when He decreed a matter, He said to it be, and it is. So there is time when the approval and He knowing what we're going to do is at that point. And He said be, because that is these things that we are going to do and all that will be in the divine plan. Okay? The fourth thing, in the divine plan, nothing is amiss. Every single thing is specified in the divine plan. Nothing is amiss. That's why He say, nothing have been omitted from the book. Have a building plan, book or building plan, call it. Oh, divine plan, sorry. And not an atom weight in the earth or in the sky escape your lot. Nor what is less than that or greater than that, but it is written in a clear book. And that book is called Loh Mahfuz, or the divine master plan. So everything we do, He must know because He's all wise. Everything we do, He must approve because Almighty. Everything we, all our conduct and approval are given when He commanded be, is in the building plan, the divine plan, master plan, Loh Mahfuz, waiting to come into effect from time to time. Right? Number 4, nothing is amiss in that divine master plan. Nothing is amiss. And as such, there shall be no amendment to the divine master plan. No change will thou ever find in God's ways. Yes, no deviation will thou ever find in God's ways. As such, His scheme is strong. There is none to alter the decision of Allah. It's hard to imagine, and this is from Professor Stephen Hawking, mind you. And what did he say? It's hard to imagine how free will can operate if our behavior is determined by physical law. So it seems that we are no more than biological machines, and that free will is just an illusion. We are governed by the many, we can say, natural law that are manifestly, abundant in this world. Okay, in this world, that we feel like if you are hungry, you eat. That is the natural law. Thirsty, you drink. Tired, sleep. Sad, cry. Happy, laugh. Want to get money, work. Want to study, go to school. Sick, see doctor. Tired, sit down. All these are natural law, not written. Enter by the door, not by the window. Only crooks enter by window, right? So many unwritten law, natural law, we are governed by that. So that's why Stephen Hawking say, free will is an illusion. Okay, so you can see everything He knows, everything He approved, everything at the outset are recorded, right? Nothing is amiss, right? Every single details are in there, right? And therefore His master plan, divine master plan is strong and will never be altered and so on. Okay? And this master plan already in motion. You can see today, actually today was tomorrow. Tomorrow become today, and today become a day after today, yesterday. So tomorrow become today, today become yesterday. So it's emotion. It's already emotion, and now we are 4.6 billion years. You ask what is the age of the earth? 4.6 billion years. We already move, the planet is moving. No misfortune can happen on earth or in your soul, but it's recorded in a decree. That means it's already written down before we bring it into existence, before time bring it into existence. The plans are there, like tomorrow, the plans are there tomorrow. Then time bring it to existence today. It become today, and tomorrow become reality. Before that is virtuality, now reality. When time bring it to today, it become reality. And only 4.6 billion years it is moving in motion, like you see these machines, the conveyor belt that move around, bringing the loads around. It's like that. The divine master plan is in motion. You like it or not. Just tomorrow become today, today become yesterday, whether you like it or not. You look at this example given. You see, Tuesday here. This become reality. Whereas you can see Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, still in the plan, still in the master's building plan. Then time bring it out. Okay, Tuesday. And you can see here, Tuesday is today, the child is sick. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, still in the building plan and the master plan. Then you can see Wednesday still sick. That means if you see this, Tuesday, Wednesday is tomorrow. When tomorrow becomes today, present, child still sick. Thursday is still tomorrow. When tomorrow becomes today, the father is still supplicating God for the son to be well. And when you see Friday is tomorrow, when tomorrow becomes today, the child is well. You see, you can see how building plan and times work coordinate together, right? And the building plan is in motion. So you can see the building master plan, divine master plan is in motion. Next, we can see, and although it is in motion, but still God is in full control of the whole situation. God is the creator of all things, and He alone has the power to determine the fate of all things. It doesn't mean that the motion of the divine master plan is not under the control of our God. No. The motion of the divine master plan is under the full control of our Lord. Okay? That's why Allah, the eternally besought of all. You may ask, don't we have even a say in the matter? And what did Allah say? say, verily all powers of decision does rest with God. Not for thee, but for Allah is the decision. Truly the command is with Allah in all things. So, even though emotion, but our God have full control of the situations. And everything have to comply with His desire. We can see. But those who endure with knowledge and faith will say, indeed, you did tarry, you will continue to live within Allah decrees or master plan to the day of resurrection. There's no two ways about it. We have to live according to the book. Full compliance. There's no two ways that you can escape or not escape or not do or not to do. No. What He has stated in the building plan, there will be full compliance from all of us. That's why those of knowledge say you will live according to this book until the day of resurrection. No choice. You have no choice. Syekh Abdul Qadir Jalani said, for such their portion appointed must reach them from the book. Everyone will get their scripts or their parts from this book, from the divine master plan. To every people is a term appointed. When the term is reached, not an hour can they cause delay, not an hour they advance it in anticipation. To every people, we can say, to every state, every country, society, whatnot, they will exist until to the point where the divine plan said that the time they will be eliminated. And they will be eliminated if we can see example of the Greece of old, ancient Greece, ancient Roman, the Pharaoh and whatnot. Gone. Where? Gone. Verily all things Allah appointed a due proportion. Everything has been fixed. Allah's command must be fulfilled. Say, even you have stayed in your house, if the time is for you to go to die somewhere else, you will leave your home and go to that place and die. So you can see we have no choice but to live according to His divine master plan. And the time span of this is Allah who has created the heaven and earth and all between them in 6 eons. And according to the scientific calculation, you can see 1 eon is 2 billion years. 6 eons is 12 billion years. We are here 4.6 billion years. And the Armageddon, the sun dry up, the 10 billion years. And the judgment, paradise and hell is within this 6 eon, the 2 billion years here. Okay? And Allah has said with a sure knowledge, with certainty of knowledge, you will see certainly even the hellfire. Okay? So the scientists had calculated, and I subscribe to their finding, that our existence has been given a span of time of 12 billion years, 6 phases. That is for our existence, the universe, whatnot. For individual, he does not have a beginning nor an end, that's our Lord. But to all His creation, He gives them beginning and an end. So this is our human life, beginning and end. Okay? So if your age is 70, then by 70 you are gone. That's why our great grandfather no longer with us, his time over. Our grandfather no longer with us, his time over. Our father is no longer with us, his time over. Now is our time. And your time, our time is also over, then our children will take our place. Okay? So you can see here the time span for the whole universe 12 billion years, whereas for us will be most of us that will not even exceed 100 years, most of us. That is our time span. Now that we have no say to whatever he had uh, placed in his divine master plan, we had no say but to comply fully with it. There shall be no amendment, nothing at all. Everything we said is already in the divine plan. Everything we do already in the divine plan. He knows, he approves. And this divine plan was created by the time he said Kun, the time when he commanded Kun, the divine plan is made ready, complete. And then he put this divine plan into time, and that is 6 eons, equivalent to 12 billion years. Now we are at 4.6 billion, early third eons or third phase, and still we have to go to the fifth eons. There will be 10 billion years where the sun dry up, and that will be the Armageddon. And from the 10 to 12 billion years will be the judgment day, hell and heaven and so forth. Okay? But for individuals, our time span is according to the age given to us, but mostly not exceeding 100 years. You are talking of the present humankind, the present. Maybe before they may live up to 1,000 years, but our time, many not exceeding 100 years. So everything has been listed down, written down, you have to obey. No choice. And this is the principle of faith, which we call predestination. Predestination. You must believe in Allah, His angel, His book, His messengers, and the end of the world, as well as in predestination. Everything had been written down. We have to obey. There is no choice. Cannot be amended. Nothing at all. Okay. Even you have gold as high as Mount Uhud and you give it to charity, Allah will not accept this, because you are still because you still cannot accept predestination. So as long as you cannot accept predestination, Allah will never accept your charitable act. Okay? You must know that a calamity be falling on you. Anything that shall happen to you will happen or shall happen. Everything that will not happen to you will not be happening. If you think otherwise, you can change them. Then our Prophet said, if you believe otherwise, you will surely be condemned to hell. You think you can change his book, his law mahfuz, then you are be sure to be the dweller of hell. Nobody can change. So everything you do, he knows. He approves it, recorded in his book called Law Mahfuz. You have no choice. You have to comply with it. Everything is full command, and so the emotion and all that. And this is the principle of faith predestination. That means you have to do it. It's already been written before that. Predestined. Something before. So the predestined and then become destined. Predestined to destined. So it was written down, and then now it becomes reality. You have no choice but to comply with this plan, divine master plan, will tell you what you will do. And then when come the day, you will do it, and that is predestination. For example, tomorrow you will strike lottery. Tomorrow become today, you strike lottery. The virtual reality become reality. The plan and with the time it become reality. Okay? So everything that we did, everything already predestined. We must do it. Already written down, we must do it. There's no choice, no option. Okay? Be that as it may, does that sound Allah is cruel? Is Allah cruel to predestine tsunami killing so many people? Predestined earthquake killing so many people? Predestined typhoon, so many killed? Predestined sinners must be burned in hell. Why should they be burned in hell if everything predestined they must do is not out of their willingness or voluntariness, but is already stated in the book that he must do it, predestined. He has no choice but to do it. Then why he must go to hell when he is forced to do something without him even being consulted whether he likes to do it or not? What about those special people, retarded physically or mentally? Are they also predestined? If they are also predestined, is it fair to them to live in that kind of situation? Are they happy with it? Okay. Also predestined, you see the poor, the Siamese twin here, the blind, the hard of hearing, and the mute, the insane and so on, the wars, the battle. Predestined. Is it fair we have to go through all that? No option, no choice. We have to do it. Is it fair? Okay? Because this has been predestined. It must happen. So let's see the answer. Number one, you don't exist. If you don't exist, how can God be close to something not in existence? You see, Imam Ghazali had said, he who knows himself and his God will surely know that he himself does not exist. You do not exist. If you do not exist, how come God can be cruel to you? You do not exist. Look at this Michael Jackson figure. If you closely at this Michael Jackson figure, you can see all of it is but clay. Clay. Michael Jackson does not exist. Is the clay in the form of Michael Jackson. So if you break this clay apart, desecrated it, you did not kill or brutalize Michael Jackson. No, it's the clay. It's the clay. Okay. So we are also the manifest and the hidden of the essence. The essence manifests into us. The essence manifests into us. In reality, we are but the essence. manifest or hidden. So, how can he be cruel to something that did not exist? Number two, how can he be cruel to his own essence? You see, if Michael Jackson, the figure just now we gave, instead of clay, is the essence. So the essence in the form of Michael Jackson. Similarly with us, if every one of us are the essence in our respective forms, the hidden and the manifest, then he is doing something to the essence, not to us. We do not exist. His doings are to the essence, not to us. And that's why he said the essence is the manifest and the hidden. That is why he said it's not you, Muhammad, who killed them. That was when Rasulullah, our prophet, shot arrows into the enemies during the battle of Uhud. And the enemy shouted when some got killed. How can the messenger sent to us kill his own people? And that's where this revelation came down, telling the prophet, it's not you who killed, but it's I. Muhammad did not exist, although you're shooting the arrows. That exists is the essence. The essence that killed. So, how can you say he's cruel when you don't exist? How can you say he's cruel when he's playing or conducting himself, which is the essence, not you? Not you. Okay. Thirdly, he is the sole proprietor of everything. Be honest to yourself and ask from the top of your head, your hairs, till your toes of your foot. All this belong to whom? Your whole body belongs to whom? Any part of your body you created or you create? No. Every part of your body is created by him. Therefore, he is the sole owner of your body. Sole owner. Okay? That's why he said to Allah belong all that is in the heavens and on earth. Then which of the favors of your Lord will you deny? How can we deny? Everything belongs to him. Allah, all that is hidden in the heaven and earth belong to God. Concerning with them of the bounty of thy Lord, right? Which bounty of thy Lord you dispute? You know. If all things created belong to the Creator in such wise that nothing can lay claim to anything, all belong to him. Thus soul, sand, flesh, time, goods, and honor, all are God's possessions. All belong to him. One have no share in that which he owns. We do not own anything, but Allah owns everything. So if he's the sole proprietor of his belongings, if he wants to do something to his own belonging, how right can we say that he's cruel to us? No, we don't exist. He's conducting himself with his essence. You don't exist. Secondly, Thirdly, everything belonged to him. He did not use anything of yours. Everything belonged to him. What he doing is to his own possessions, not yours. So how can he be cruel? Now, having proprietary right, therefore is the right to make a divine master plan for all his possessions. To him is due the primal origin of the heavens and earth, and all things were set in a clear register of Mahfuz. So, since everything belonged to him, he got the right to plan what he wants to do with his own belongings. We do not have anything. He has everything, and he make plan for his own belonging. And that plans, divine master plan, we call Loh Mahfuz. And the best of all, everything that he planned, they all have merits, advantage, goodness, and everything. Why so? Because he's the most knowing, most wise. So when God most knowing, most wise, he cannot predestine something which has no benefit at all. That is unwise. It's not knowing. So I'm telling you, everything he predestined, all for good reasons. You can see here. Deem you that what we have created you for naught, you think everything we created as predestination is for nothing. We created not the heaven and the earth and all of them, but for just end, for good ends. Not without purpose did we create heaven and earth and all between and all between. Everything he created, heaven, earth, and in between, everything he created for good reasons, because he's a wise and knowing God. Take for example the cockroaches, which you hated so much and inclined to kill them or stab them that their stomach burst, right? But did you know this insect which you dislike very much are very helpful to us? It is said a powerful antibiotic properties in the brains of the cockroaches and locusts are able to kill more than 90% of bacteria intruders that are deadly to humans. It kills all these deadly bacteria, including MRSA, including coli, and so on. This insect which you despise very much, you didn't know they have sterling quality by helping us to get rid of all the bacteria which are very harmful to us. You see, everything God created, there are good reasons for it. And even to the tsunami, earthquake, typhoon, and others, you see, scientists discover behind the catastrophic event, there is huge outflows of energy behind typhoon, tsunami, and all others. There are huge outflow of energy. According to Professor Michio Kaku, he said if we can harness the energy behind this event, catastrophic event, our world will not be short of energy or electricity and so on. So we should harness this catastrophic event to control the energy behind these events, and we shall benefit from them like we have controlled the oceans, we have controlled space by having the wingsuit to fly without parachutes. Ocean we have controlled, mountain, whatnot. All bring good benefit to us. Similarly, if we can control or harness this tsunami, earthquake, typhoon and others, we will be able to harness the energy behind them. And for once, please believe that it will happen. Because Allah had promised in the Quran, He said, everything in heaven and earth and in between, I shall make them, or I will make them subservient to you. That means we will be able to overcome them and use them for our purpose. Okay? So that you have to believe, because God has said, I will make all in heaven and earth and in between to be subservient to us, the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Also, the benefit of predestination is we can forgive and forget, because we realize everything done is according to the book, is not personal, nothing personal. Though we thought it's personal, but you don't exist. And that the one who at play is the essence, not you. And that it must follow the book strictly, no option. And that is the pillar of faith, predestination. So we can forgive our enemy and forget their acts. That is why you see in Muslim countries, we don't keep hatred. We forgive and forget because we have this principle of faith called predestination. You can see here. And if you are visited by calamity, don't say, oh, if I did this way or I did that way, I won't get into trouble, but why must I do it that way? Then now I get into trouble. You don't do that. If any calamity fell on you, say Allah had written it down, that means predestined. And what He has predestined will surely happen. Let it be known that if you say, if only I did that way, if only I did that way, will open the way for Satan to tell you. Don't say it's already predestined. That's why when anything happens, you say, Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi rajiun. To Allah we belong, and to Him is our return. In other words, we are belong to you 100%, O Lord. Do what you like to your belonging. So predestined help people to forgive and forget. Without this, you will not forget and you will not forgive. Like you can see, certain countries cannot take when Abe, Prime Minister of Japan, visited the Yasukuni, where is placed the notorious Japanese army personnel that caused a lot of death, and those who are the victims or generations come from them, could not forgive this Japanese high-ranking officer of killing their ancestors. And yet, you know how many years has passed? How many years have passed? And still they cannot forget. Because the concept of predestined was unknown to them. See? Similarly, the Holocaust, the Jew cannot forget. Right? They hate the Christian in Europe, who they say had caused this calamity. You can see the Jews should rejoice at the fact that Christian Europe is losing its identity as a punishment for what it did to us for the 100 years, for the 100 of years we were in exile there. You will never forgive Europe Christian for slaughtering millions of our children, women and elderly. Not just in the recent Holocaust, but throughout the generation. It is a consistent menace which characteristic of factions of hypocritical Christianity. They cannot forget. Until today they hate. The hatred is still there. Because the concept of predestination is alien to them. For us, no, we are encouraged to say Inna Lillahi wa Inna Ilaihi Raji'un. That means we accept predestination, and as such we can forgive and forget. Predestination also, with that understanding and with that forgive and forget, also created unity and harmony. That Allah has created all mankind. We have created you male and female, and have made you nation and tribes, that you may know one another, to know one another. And hold fast all together by the rope which Allah stretches out for you, and be not divided among yourselves. And remember with gratitude Allah's favors on you. For ye were enemies, and He joined your hearts in love, so that by His grace you become brothers, and you are on the brink of the pit of fire, and He saved you. So when you can forgive and forget, there can be unity and harmony throughout the world. The world must learn to accept predestination, so that it will be able to forgive and forget. Okay? But all this, as we have stated earlier, since we do not exist, are performed by His essence. His essence in the form of creations, but truly His essence, the hidden and the manifest. The essence are the performers. We do not exist. Okay? So, it's a divine drama. Divine drama acted by the essence. Okay? Not is the life of the world save a divine pastime and sport. Better far is the bond of the hereafter for those who are true to their commitment. And nothing in the life of this world but a divine play and passing delight. Better far is the bond of the hereafter for those who are true to their commitments. So you don't exist. The one acting as His essence, according to His plan, divine master plan, up to the mark. The essence play of the characters in the divine plan. Right? It's not us. And therefore, you can see, is He cruel? No, it's not cruel. We don't have anything. We don't exist. How can He be cruel? As such, He is merciful. His mercy Verily Allah had commanded on himself that his mercy precede his anger. He had prescribed for himself mercy. Your Lord has prescribed for himself mercy. Verily Allah has reserved aside 100-folds of mercy for his creation. He had given one to all his creations, and they are able to love, including wild animals, to their young ones. His remaining 99 mercies are reserved for us in the hereafter. Waiting for us in the hereafter is 99 fold of mercy. And because of that, our prophet said, should the unbelievers knew about this mercy reserved by Allah for his creation, then they will surely not be disheartened from entering paradise. Can you see what actually Rasulullah said there? To the effect that if the unbeliever knew about this 99 fold of mercy of Allah waiting for us in the hereafter, then they know they shall enter paradise. They shall. Strangely enough, Pope Francis of the Roman Catholic, the head of the Roman Catholic, was asked recently, is there hell? And his answer abruptly, no. And you see this 99 fold of mercy waiting for the unbelievers and the believers in the hereafter. And Rasulullah said, if they knew of this, none of them will be disheartened, but all will enter paradise. That is what he said, Rasulullah. And the reward of paradise, no human being can imagine. We cannot imagine the beauty of it. Fantastic. It's so beautiful, magnificent, great, beyond our contemplation. I shall keep paradise hidden from all eyes, from all ears, as well as from the mind of man. You will never imagine the beauty of it. So what you have to do, if live according to predestination, you can't change it. Whatever been predestined for you, you act it out. It's your script from the divine play. So you become unbelievers, so be it. It's not of your will. It's the predestined. There's no free will. As Professor Stephen Hawking said, no free will is an illusion. You got your script. There's no choice. That is your predestination. You act accordingly. If you're unbelievers, so be it. If you're crooks, so be it. You are good men, bad men, evil men, whatnot, so be it. These are all predestined. These are divine scripts from divine drama. Act accordingly. You have no choice. This will not change. You have to act according to the book until the day of resurrection. No choice. But don't be sad. Don't grumble to God. Don't make alleged accusations. Don't blame him. Don't scold him. Don't. Because the reward that he will give you for your actings far surpass what you are thinking. I give an example. If a man tell you, I want you to be a taxi driver for one day from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Okay, although you are CEO of a MNC, multinational company, but I want you to one day be a taxi driver, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. And your reward, I give you $10 billion US for one day. You don't want. One day your CEO, one day you become taxi driver and you are rewarded with 10 billion US dollars. You do not want. I for sure will volunteer. Up to you, up to you, whatever, you know. And that is what God is telling you. Act as given in the predestination. Act. You got no choice. I am full control. Behind you is the essence that will comply. There's no two ways you can go against my predestination. Heck. Alright. Some of you got short sleep. Then you are lucky. You act for a few years, then finish it. Some have a long sleep, you have to wait until old age. Old age, then finish. But you have no choice. But at the end of the day, the reward, you just cannot believe, is beyond your dream, beyond even your dreams. The beauty of the rewards He gave you is like I'm saying, you are CEO, someone asks you to work as a taxi driver one day, and then for one day give you 10 billion US dollars, you do not want. I think you have to have your head examined. Right? I will volunteer 100 folds if you can. No? That is how the reward Allah will give you. Okay, you will set His predestinations and live according to it. Okay, and truly, because of that, Allah is merciful. For Allah is to all people most surely full of kindness, most merciful. For Allah is to all people most surely full of kindness, most merciful. Yes, what you are going through is just a script from the drama, divine drama. You are just acting according to the divine play scripts. Okay. So how can I rewarded you something which beyond your dream? You do not want. We all can live 100 years, my friend. But the paradise given to us for this 100 years of living is a dream, is something beyond our dreams. So great, so splendid, beautiful, beyond our inclination, beyond our dreams, reserved for us. We only need to ask 400 years on it. And this divine gift worth billion years, you do not want. I think you have to have your head examined, you don't want it more. So, I would say everyone will volunteer. One day as a taxi driver got 10 billion US dollars. You do not want. Everybody will volunteer. And that is how benevolent and kind Allah is. No just estimate have they made of Allah, such as you do him. You scolded him, you cursed him because you got a bad script. You have a script that to you is lousy. You grumble about your life. There is a script, the predestination. You scolded him inwardly, outwardly, because you didn't know. Now I'm telling you, He reserved a reward beyond your dreams for the 100 years or less of your acting, and which for you to enjoy this wonderful gift from Him billions of years to come. for the 100 years. And you are play acting, nothing personal, or by him that you want to portray, play acting. Every one of us got the scripts. We have to act accordingly. There's no choice. So don't you blame him for anything. Be grateful. Thanks him, oh my Lord. For a few years, not even 100, I accept and pray according to your predestination. You would have given me that great, splendor, wonderful gift in return. What we call paradise in return. Oh my God, oh my Lord, I'm surely flabbergasted, happy, truly obliged, truly grateful to you, O God. Surely that will be the reaction, the thankfulness to us, to be rewarded for acting according to his predestinations. Glorified be to Allah from that which they attribute unto him. So do not curse him. Do not make allegation against him. Be thankful. You are given the script called predestination. At the end of the day, you are rewarded with something great beyond imaginations and surpass the time that you act. You act for 100 years. This give billion of years for you to enjoy. You do not want. Right? It must be crazy, But if you compare how benevolent he is, you sit down and cry and say, oh God, thank you very much for the small time I acted according to your predestination. You give me such a wonderful gift beyond imaginations. So, my friend out there, do you want to accept predestination now? Verily, God does not change man's condition unless they change their inner self. So, do you want now to accept predestination after hearing my explanation? If you don't, whatever misfortune happens to you is because on the thing your hands have brought. Okay. If you accept predestination, as I said earlier, you will receive a wonderful, unimaginable beauty, goodness, and all that from him. For just acting for miserly years according to predestination, you get all this. Okay? So if you are willing to accept predestinations, and that is Islam, my friend. Islam means voluntary submission to God. That means whatever he has pre-planned, whatever he has made into predestination, you submit to it. If anyone desires religion other than Islam, submission to Allah, never will it be accepted of him, and in thereafter he will be in the rank of those who have lost. O ye who believe, fear Allah as he should be feared, and die not accept in the state of Islam. Accept his will, submit to his will, is predestination. In reality, peace and happiness can only be achieved by being close to Allah, the merciful and benevolent, total surrender and submission to him. This they have perfected to you your religion, completed my favor on you, have chosen Islam as your religion. The religion before Allah is Islam. Islam what? Submission to his will. I am commanded to be the first of those who surrender unto him. This is a prophet or prophet, holy prophet, Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, the first commanded to surrender to him. So if they dispute with thee, say, I've submitted my whole self to Allah, and also my followers. We also accept predestinations. So my friend, if you did not accept predestination, I would feel that you have lost something so great beyond imaginations, and that is truly regretful. So my friend, please do accept predestination. Live according to it. No change is required. At the end of the day, you are rewarded with paradise that is beyond imagination, beyond words to describe, beyond ears to hear, beyond eyes to see. So great it is. God keep it hidden from us and will give us in due course when the time comes. So, my dear friend, I end my lecture here. Inshallah, we will meet again. Wabillah taufiq wal hidayah. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.